How's it going, guys? Football-ManagerYouthDevelopment.co.uk here. In this episode, we're going to be playing the two playoff games against Stoke. Of course, it's going to be the home and away, so we've got the first leg and the second leg. I was just taking a look at the recent run of form that Stoke have been on, and you can see that their form has been just absolutely ridiculous. They lost in the FA Cup semi-final to Liverpool recently, and they had a couple of losses against Fulham and Derby. That was way back in March time. We're now obviously pretty much at the beginning of May. But before that, the last time they actually lost a game was on, well, at the end of December, basically. So it's been a long old while. You can just see how much of a good run of form that Stoke have been on this whole season. So to be honest, I'm actually pretty surprised that they weren't up, challenging for the top spot of the table. It looks like they got off to a horrendous start looking at it. Quite a lot of sort of draws and quite a number of losses as well, but certainly we're going to have our work cut out for us, I do think, in these two up and coming games. So just before we get into today's game, I thought it'd be quite a good idea just to have a look at some of the player stats from the season. So if we take a look at things like, I don't know, what should we have a look at? Player of the matches. So it looks like Marcus Olsen has had a really decent season for Blackburn. Guy called Stefan Sugau has had a good season for Sheffield United as well. In terms of average ratings, so looks like a guy called Elvis Manu for Brighton, a Ghanaian international, got an average rating of 7.70. Considering he played 43 games as well, Billy Jones did pretty well for Sunderland. Kante, looks like he's playing for Stoke actually. That's a really interesting signing. So looks like they signed him for £475,000. Not particularly too sure why Leicester decided to sell him. This was obviously before the winter, kind of update that was done quite recently on Football Manager 2016. So I do think, potentially Kante's attributes maybe weren't as good as they should have been. Let's have a look at some of the sort of better players for Stokes. If I do sort by average rating, actually it's gone all over the shop, unfortunately. So if you remember last season we had Zachary Bergdich. We sold him for about £4 million, but he's actually done quite well for Stoke this season. In 31 appearances, he's managed to get 9 assists, so he's done very well for them. In terms of their top goal scorers, it looks like Shane Long is their top goal scorer. Looking at their team, we're really, really going to struggle with these two games, I think. So, yeah, in 29 appearances, looks like he's managed to get 20 goals. So, yeah, I do think, actually, if we do manage to get through these two games, it's going to be something of a little bit of a miracle, to be honest. I'll just have a look at this guy I've been actually looking to sign for most of the season, to be honest. I really do like the look of this guy, Bashim Kadri. So he's a left-sided midfielder. I'd probably use him on the wing, I would have thought. But yeah, his average rating, I think, if I remember rightly, yeah, so his squad status is rotation at the moment. So he's certainly someone that I'm taking a look at, maybe signing during the summer transfer window. In terms of how we're going to be setting our team up for today's game, it's going to be quite standard stuff, to be honest. So I've gone for Varela at right back, Sarr, Byrne and Fox as the other defenders. Kashi, Charles Cook, Furman, Iwobi, Gudmundsson and Peter up front. Obviously, Peter's form of late has not been kind of too good. He managed to get that goal against Wigan, then he got an 8.5 average rating against Wolves in the last game of the season. But before that, he couldn't even get over a 7 since the end of February. None of his average ratings were over a 7 since the end of February. So his form has been absolutely terrible, to be honest, but hopefully he can pick up a little bit of form, and as we go into these couple of games here, then all we can really do is just hope for the best, I think. So let's get cracked on with the first game and see how we get on with this one. So just having a look at some of the players that Stoke have still got in their team. So obviously Shane Long has got 20 goals this season. They've still got Bojan in their team as well. Kante in the middle. Bergdich is playing left back for them. Ryan Shawcross, he should definitely not be at Stoke in the Championship. Jack Butland, they've got in goal. So, yeah, I mean, even if you look at the bench, they've got the likes of Diouf. I think this guy Isla's not too bad as well. Yeah, 28 years old, Chilean fullback. So, yeah, they've got some really, really good players. So, if we do actually manage to get through this, these two games, we will definitely have done pretty well, I think, to get through it. Okay, so first highlight of the game, Peter's coming forward and Furman puts the ball back into the back of the net. So that's his 10th goal of the season. I'm really happy with that start, guys. So we're going to watch this in 3D now, see how the goal was scored. But Gudmundsson brings the ball forward onto Peter, who we've got like 3 players just waiting in the middle basically. But yeah, Furman is there to get his 10th goal of the season. Really happy with that start. We've got 56% possession so far, 4 shots and 4 on target. It looks like there's another highlight here as well. So Kashi puts the ball back to Burns. Saar is being tackled, well, challenged at least by one of their forwards. Varela, hopefully he'll put the ball down the wing. He does to Peter. Gets the ball in the middle, and it's 2-0, guys. So absolutely unbelievable stuff here, to be honest. 11th goal of the season for Dominic Furman. I honestly could not have wished for a better start in this game. So yeah, Peter with the ball manages to get past his man, and yeah, Furman is there. Little bit of a weird kind of goal. It was actually like a backwards header. I'll definitely take that all day long. But yeah, 2-0 here, guys. So Long is here with the through ball. Fantastic save from our goalkeeper Ward. And the ball goes out for a corner, which Bojan is going to take. Long manages to get his head on the ball. And yeah, coming up to near enough half time now. So obviously if we do manage to go in 2-0 up at half time, that would be absolutely fantastic. Obviously, our aim now really is just to make sure that we don't concede. So I'm certainly going to be telling the players to concentrate, I think. What I'm going to do here is just give them a real quick team, or sort of like touchline team talk, and just tell them to concentrate. It looks like Stoke are going to actually have a throw in here, which Bergdich is going to take onto Kante, onto Long. Varela gets the ball cleared, and Peter's hopefully going to give chase to this. He does, but the chance goes out. So looks like we are hopefully going to get to half time with it being 2-0. So thank God Furman has certainly got his shooting boots on today. Well, one was ahead of it, yeah, certainly knows where the back of the net is in today's game. So what I'm going to say, I'm just going to go calm and just tell them that I'm very pleased with their performance. Obviously, you know, kind of leading up to this game, our form has been pretty shocking, to be honest. So anything that I can do just to make the morale of the players much better, and, you know, just kind of give them a little bit more belief, basically, that they're able to, you know, win this game, basically. So what I'm going to do is just take the opportunity just to tell every single one of the players I've got faith in them. You can see it's done quite well, but we'll crack on with the second half and see how we get on here. Okay, so this is actually the first highlight of the second half. Stoke win the ball back in the middle of the pitch. Hopefully we can get a tackle here. Unfortunately we can't, and that has gone into the back of the net. So a guy called Suleiman Koch, what a fantastic name. He has been the one that has got the goal for Stoke, just at the right, you know, kind of back post. Our goalkeeper potentially could have done a lot better with that. But with about 20 minutes to go, Stoke have pulled a goal back here. So looks like there's another highlight. Let's just see how this one goes. So Kashi gets the ball and puts the ball out wide. Charles Cook is going to run forward. I'm not really expecting much with this. And yeah, it does go out for a corner. Charles Cook has only scored like 2 goals in his time at Charlton. So yeah, not really expecting him to kind of do too well on one-on-one situations. But yeah, we've had 9 shots and 7 have been on target. So very happy with that. So Ward has got the ball Jesus Christ. Hopefully we're going to pick this up here. So Saar gets the ball. We do finally pick up the ball after a little bit of kind of nervousness in our defending and things like that. But Varela comes forward with the ball, pushes it onto one of our midfielders, Kashi. Furman brings the ball forward. Just seeing what's happening here. So fantastic save. The commentary here said that should have been his hat-trick. But yeah, Gudmundsson with the corner. And so we've not really got too much longer here, guys. What I'm going to do is just make a real quick substitution here. Okay, so yeah, not too long left of the game now. Hopefully we can get a win in this game. Obviously, this is the home game. So if you remember last year, we did actually win our first leg when we played against Reading in the playoffs, and then we just got absolutely hammered in the last game. I think we did actually win the last game. I can't really remember, but yeah, that is full time here, guys. So 2-1 in the first leg. I'm going to get the guys you know, ready for the second game, and then we'll crack on with that one straight away as well. Okay then, guys, see, I'm just about ready to pick the starting lineup for the second leg. I was just actually having a look through the Stoke starting lineup, and I noticed players like Bojan, guy called Koch, their condition is that they're absolutely shattered at the moment. Kante's knackered, Shawcross is knackered, Magnusson's pretty knackered as well. From what from what I can see, I don't know if it's the tactics of Stoke or, the way that they're training their players, but all of them are absolutely shattered at the moment, which is obviously decent for us, because if, looking at the starting lineup of my players, a lot of my players are like 95%. I've not changed any of the players from the last, game, and mine are all pretty sort of fresh. You can see that some of my players, like Morgan Fox, has played over 42 games. I've rested him in like the odd game and things like this, but yeah, in terms of condition of my players, I'm really happy compared to the condition of the Stoke players. So I'll just have a real quick look through my team, just see if I want to make any changes just before we start this game. Okay, yeah, so the team's all ready for today's game. I haven't exactly made too many changes, just decided to bring Patrick Bayer into the team at centre-back just instead of Naby Sarr, but everybody else is in exactly the same. I've brought James McLean onto the bench as well. He kind of tailed off a little bit, to be honest, so I was quite impressed with him at the beginning of the season, but certainly the form of Iwobi has been very good. And again this season, so Gudmundsson has been another player that's impressed me this season. His average rating's not been as good this season, and he's certainly not scored hardly anywhere near the amount of goals that he got last season, but he's done quite well in terms of goals and things like that. I'm just going to have a look at the age of him. So he's 26 at the moment. To be honest, if I did get quite a decent offer for Gudmundsson, I reckon he would be, the type of player that would sell, anywhere over that £7 million mark, and he would certainly be off, I reckon. That's maybe for another day anyway. But yeah, we'll crack on with this game now and see how we get on with this second leg. Okay, so first highlight of the game, and Stoke are looking to bring the ball forward here. We're little bit all at sea, to be honest, but they get the ball down the wing with Koch, and Long is there to put the ball into the back of the net for his 22nd goal of the season. Obviously, I don't think that away goals actually count when it comes to the playoffs, and unfortunately we find ourselves a goal down here. So a good ball in from the right hand side, and Long is there completely unmarked just to put the ball into the back of the net. A little bit disappointed that we have conceded from a cross, but yeah, we'll just see how we get on with the rest of this game, or at least in this first half here. Okay, so Peter picks up the ball in the middle onto Charles Cook, onto Furman, who brings it out wide to Fox. Fox plays it back to Kashi, onto Charles Cook. Furman needs to play the ball through. Iwobi with a great chance there, and that is a penalty to us. Furman is going to be taking this one, hopefully. He's scored 4 out of 4 penalties this season. Oh, it's actually Gudmundsson, but Gudmundsson puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-1 on the day and 3-2 to us on aggregate. So we'll watch this penalty in 3D here, guys. So yeah, Gudmundsson with the penalty. I think it goes in this corner by the looks of things from the highlights. Butland was very, very close to saving that, but yeah, luckily Gudmundsson does put the ball into the back of the net for us. We've had, about 60% possession of the football as well. So yeah, Bryson brings it forward here for Stoke. And Bash Kim puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 3-3 on the day. So the results at the moment are level compared to how they were, in the first game. Obviously Stoke are at home for this game. So another kind of cross from the right hand side, and we didn't really do a very good job of marking Bash Kim in the middle, and just before half time it looks like we are going to be losing this one 2-1. Okay, so Iwobi's got a very good chance here, guys. Goes out for a corner kick. He probably should have put that in the back of the net. Gudmundsson with the ball across out to Furman. And we need to make sure that we don't get caught on the counter-attack here. Long is bringing the ball forward. Varela with a good tackle. And thank God that's the end of that highlight. So we've only got about 15 minutes left to go. Furman brings the ball forward to Peter. Furman on to Charles Cook, surely. Good save from Butland. But again, Charles Cook probably should have put that one into the back of the net. This is pretty much at the stage of the game where if either team does manage to get a goal here, it's kind of curtains for the other team. So let's have a look. I think what I am going to do, I'm going to bring on Martin Waghorn for Gudmundsson. So Martin Waghorn has got 15 work rate, and I think he'll do a pretty decent job down the left-hand side, just making sure that he's helping out our defenders and things like that. So yeah, we'll crack on here. There's obviously like 9 minutes to go. Obviously, if we don't get through this particular game, then it is going to go to like extra time and things like that. But we'll see how we get on anyway. Okay, so that's the end of 90 minutes, guys, and we do have to go into extra time. So a little bit nervous at the moment, I must admit. We'll just see how we do get on with this. I don't obviously want to push the team too much. I'm going to put the mentality back to standard at the moment, just so we're not kind of pushing forward too much. But Obviously, I do think with this game, if whatever team gets the next goal, I can definitely see that being the winner. So obviously, with a place at Wembley at stake, let's just see how we get on here. So this is the only highlight actually of the first half of extra time. So Waghorn gets the ball on the left-hand side into Iwobi, and we have managed to make that 2-2 on the day and 4-3 on aggregate, guys. So potentially we might be going to the final. Waghorn, who I bought on just as a winger, just on the support duty, gets in a lovely cross over to the back, and Iwobi is there to tap the ball into the back of the net. I'm really quickly just going to make some quick changes. Okay, so we still want to hold on to possession of the ball. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go back to structured. I'm going to dribble less with the ball as well. Eventually, when we've only got like a little bit more time left, I am going to go for shorter passing and be more disciplined, but I don't want to do that too early, so I'm just going to hold on to that. Okay, so let's just get to half time in the first part of extra time here. So Fox with the ball just plays it back to Ward onto Peter. Hopefully he can actually put the ball through here to Iwobi. So Waghorn with the ball onto Furman picks up the ball. Okay, marvellous. So right, we're up to half time now, guys. So what I'm going to do, just going to get halfway through this, and then I'm going to look to make some substitutions. I reckon the Stoke players are going to be pretty knackered. You can see how much of an even game this has been in terms of shots and possession. We have been dominating possession, but yeah, let's just see how we get on with the second half here. Okay, so we've actually only got 5 minutes now, guys. There's not actually been any highlights or anything like that, but I'm just going to keep recording just until this game's finished. So Graban with the ball on the right hand side, and Ward does pick that one up. So I've made a couple of changes. I've just gone to counter-attacking mentality. Couple of minutes to go now, and pretty much the game is all good and done. I'm just going to be disciplined, tell the players to stick to their positions, just do absolutely nothing basically, and we'll just make sure that we see out this game. Obviously, if we do get through, then we have got a place in the final, which we have. So fantastic, guys. We are now in the playoff final. So 4-3 on aggregate, 2-2 on the day. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. To be honest, I didn't have any hope at all that we were going to beat Stoke in that game. Like the way that they were just playing, I think they must have just pushed their players like too hard. Come the end of the season, you can see like some of their players like 45% in terms of their fitness. They had to leave players like, can't remember his name, but they're Bojan, they had to leave him out the starting lineup altogether. He was that knackered. You could see that some of their other players, like, they just couldn't play any of their players basically. So if we take a look at some of the players that they had to leave out, Bojan was absolutely shattered. Kante was knackered. I'm just going to see who we're actually going to be playing in this next game, guys, and then we'll call that the end of the episode. Okay, yeah, guys, so this is going to be the end of the episode, but we will be playing Derby in the playoff final. So I'm actually going to play this game now, and I'll get the team ready, for the next game, basically, and I'll record it straight away now, so it'll be released tomorrow, basically. If you have enjoyed this episode, it's been pretty stressful making it, to be honest, but if you have enjoyed it, do drop a like, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. And yeah, tomorrow we will be playing the playoff final game, in which we are hoping obviously to get up to the Premier League. I do think in terms of where the club is at the moment, I do think we're a little bit in a better position to go up to the Premier League, but I think at the moment I'm not particularly going to be thinking that far ahead. You can see that the morale of all of our players has been sorted out. Most of the players are on decent form at the moment. Most of them are over a 7 in terms of average rating. So I don't think I'll be making too many changes to this starting 11. But yeah, I'll get to that game, and it will certainly be out tomorrow anyway. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time.